Been a while since we've talked about X-Men 97, which I think was actually a pretty good show. I've talked about it before. Thought it was going to be bad. Turned out to be pretty good. And I am happy to be wrong in cases like this because I really enjoyed the show. And at the end of the day, what I want is good entertainment. However, if you remember a little while ago when the show was coming out, literally like a week before the show came out, Marvel had announced that they had parted ways with Beau DeMayo, the creator or showrunner anyway of X-Men 97. And recently, the show, I don't know who announced it first, but he lost his credit for season 2. I think he was still going to be on there as a writer, but they have removed him from the credits, which led him to drop a picture of fan art. It's a fan art picture of him very, not very covered up, basically just wearing Cyclops's, that belt he wears across his chest, that strap, and his underwear and his visor saying "To me, my X-Men." His fan art, he shared it. Apparently, he shared that during Pride Month, and that is the reason he's claiming Marvel removed his credits from season 2. Now, it goes further than that because Marvel came out and responded and claims that he was fired for egregious behavior, which is something very, very bad, disturbing, troubling. That would be the definition of that. And then there was some more stuff that came out due to allegations from Jeff Schneider. And here's what he has to say. So these are apparently the reasons why he was fired. And I'm going to go over those right now. New alleged details on X-Men 97 creator Beau DeMayo getting fired. Sent nudes of himself in sexually suggestive hero poses to young male staffers on the project, saying they could use it to be inspired. Keep in mind, these are allegations. Also, putting young on there, I think, is kind of misleading because everybody that worked on this show, I'm assuming, is over 18. If that's true, it's weird and wrong regardless, but that's like saying that these are like kids in school, and I don't think that's what's being claimed there, but that's something you could take from that. So I'm just putting it out there. I don't think he was doing that or going that far. Groped an assistant multiple times, emotionally and physically abusive to other staffers. This one, even if that one's true, these are Hollywood people who are soft. And the reason I think he probably was hard to work with, in quotes, because they said that about him at The Witcher, which is brought up here. And this is what made me really want to talk about this. DeMayo was asked to stop sending such photos, but persisted anyway. DeMayo was also reportedly let go from Netflix's The Witcher for similar behavior. Brad Winderbaum reportedly was the one who failed to look into details around his The Witcher departure. Now, they're trying to take pressure off of Kevin Feige, who they say wasn't that involved in this, but that's clearly not the case because in an interview with Beau DeMayo, when all of this first X-Men 97 stuff first kicked off for the press tour, he was talking about all of these interactions with Kevin Feige. Also, Hollywood's not that big. And if it's reported here that he was acting the same on The Witcher, because apparently he had this kind of behavior when he worked on The Witcher. That was what one of the things said here. He was reportedly let go from Netflix's The Witcher for similar behavior. Well, then how is that not known throughout the industry? Because this kind of shit, especially in today's day and age, doesn't just get sat on. Usually it gets out. Nobody leaked that out about him in the press. Now it's just through Disney Marvel, the biggest machine there is. You got a guy snapping back at them. And now all of this shit comes out. So, I want to stress all of this is alleged. All we have are people saying all of this stuff happened. And he's willing to go to court now for it. Which, okay, well, I would like to hear his side. Now, there's nothing official yet, but he's got a lawyer, and his lawyer has sued them before, I believe. We'll get into it in here. But Beau DeMayo's lawyer accuses Disney of gaslighting, hints at legal action following dismissal and X-Men 97 credit removal. So he's willing to fight them legally where all this shit will be in public. All of this would become public record. And we would actually get to see what Disney has and statements from people. And we get to hear his side of the story, which I think is better than just, saying, oh, well, this guy's guilty because Marvel put a statement out. Marvel and Disney are very selective on who they want to go after and who they don't move in on. Like Rachel Zegler posting stuff, they don't say anything. But this guy says Disney removed him because he posted this fan art picture, and now all this stuff is coming out. Okay. There was an instance in Marvel Comics where Max Bemis, he's like a singer for some band, but he was writing Moon Knight comics and was talking about, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something pretty nasty about what he wanted to do to fans and like ending them, unaliving critics that don't like his woke comics and shit. And he just got a stern talking to, if that even happened. At least that's what C.B. Cebulski said on a panel when somebody asked him about it. So Marvel is very selective on what they do, on who they go after and shit. It seems to me they don't have everybody under the same standard. That's for sure. But here's what this article is saying: Brian Friedman, who has handled some of Hollywood's biggest wrongful termination cases in the past few years, now represents DeMayo, who has issued a blistering statement to Deadline after his client's claim on social media that he had lost his Season 2 credit on X-Men 97 over sharing gay pride-themed fan art was countered by Marvel's response that he was fired after a misconduct investigation produced findings of egregious nature. As Deadline reported, DeMayo was investigated for alleged sexual misconduct, and the credit removal is believed to be due to breaches of the two sides' separation agreement. Friedman did not address the specific allegations, but blasted Disney's practices, which he referred to as illegal multiple times. Having much experience with Disney, the playbook is always the same. Family-friendly on the outside, but secretly attempting to plant illegal, unconscionable items in contracts that silence the truth and stop the employee customer from asserting basic constitutional rights. As we will explain through detailed examples, which we will roll out in detail one by one, Disney's model is very clear and a repetitive illegal pattern, Friedman continued. Once it gets challenged or exposed, the gaslighting and redirection of the blame towards anyone willing to tell the truth starts through an international, well-oiled publicity machine. As for his client, Beau DeMayo wants nothing from Disney, Marvel, except the truth, Friedman said. So he will bravely tell the truth. So will I stand by. And the last part is an indication that legal action may be coming soon. So it sounds like he's going to sue Disney. And, that makes me wonder, can Elon Musk do this again like he's doing with Gina? I don't know if he'll even try to do that. But I am going to wait and see what he has to say. And I would love to see this go to court, and then Disney will have to back up everything they're throwing out here with real evidence. I don't know if he's guilty or not guilty. What I do know is Disney is very capable of pulling shady shit. They've done it time and time again. Look what they did to Gina Carano. They stomped on her and tried to ruin her. So I've seen them pull this kind of shit before. But he could also be guilty. I don't know. All I know is the guy made a good show, and he's probably hard to work with. And that's probably because he wanted perfection in the show. He wanted the same shit with Witcher, and they didn't give him that. Apparently, the Witcher thing is just as bad. That's why he was let go or quit from there. So why wasn't all this known then? Because that happened years ago. Years ago. And we haven't heard anything until now. So I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see some evidence. And if this goes to court, we'll get to see it. So we'll see what happens. I'll follow this story and we'll see where it goes. What I'd like to know is what you think. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.